foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And I have a couple of articles here from Zero Hedge, some more current events. All right, going back a few months ago, as we were, warning about these the winter time, the dark winter that's coming, but also as food prices going up. Okay, we mentioned how getting to the fall and into the winter, you're really going to start to see the true or accurate reflection of what food prices are going to start looking like. Okay, so starting off with this article, it says who's freezing in Europe this winter due to lack of money. Even before the outbreak of war in Ukraine and subsequent energy crisis in Europe, Germany's Federal Statistics Office estimated that 2.6 million people in the country could not adequately heat their homes in 2021 for financial reasons. Yeah, because even prior to this year, you've had people, especially over the past year and a half, 2 years, people have been in a very tight financial position or situation. Okay, and even prior to that, people were going living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, so going on, and now with these additional problems, it's going to be worse for those that were already borderline, and also for those that are now going to be um, borderline. So it says here, but as the Statistas Martin Armstrong notes, looking across the EU though, Germany wasn't even close to the worst affected country. People living alone and those in single parent households are affected more often than average. It says here, on average, around 7% of the EU population are too poor to heat their homes properly. And what's going to happen? Because when the winter time comes and you can't heat your home for whatever reason, if you can't pay the electric bill, you don't have a heater, you can't buy one, it becomes very, very difficult. All right, because the cold is continuous. It gets even colder at night, but in the wintertime, it's cold in the morning, it's cold in the afternoon, and it's colder in the night. Okay, so it says this, and the problem is, you're not just battling the cold. You're financially, if you're not able to afford proper heating for your house or for your home, then that means that you're barely making it on other aspects as well. Whatever it is, food, grocery, whatever. All right, it says this problem is particularly pronounced in Bulgaria, where almost a quarter of the population is struggling. At the other end of the spectrum is Finland, where only 1.3% have to freeze due to lack of money. And you can see this chart right here. Due to lack of money, you have Bulgaria, 23.7%, and then it goes down to Greece, then Spain, then Romania, Italy, France, Germany, and Finland. Okay. Now it says, while significantly fewer people were affected there in 2021 than in the previous year, which was 9%, an increase is expected again in 2022 in view of the energy crisis resulting from the Russian attack on Ukraine. All right, so basically, whatever conditions people were in coming in last year, 2021, you can expect that to be even worse now with the added world events that are taking place in 2022. All right, now the next one here, it says Thanksgiving dinner will cost a lot more this year. It says it is going to cost more to feast on turkey, ham, and mashed potatoes at this year's Thanksgiving dinner. Interestingly enough, people in 2022, people are still interested in trying to celebrate Thanksgiving. Well, they're gonna start to realize there ain't gonna be much to be given thanks for when with the conditions that they're gonna be in. It says according to the American Farm Bureau Federation, or the AFBF, the typical Thanksgiving dinner includes the staples of a 16-pound turkey, a gallon of milk, potatoes, ham, and dinner rolls, which you ain't supposed to be eating no ham. But anyway, It says U.S. Department of Agriculture, or USDA, data show that 8 to 16 pound turkey costed $1.99 per pound last week, up from $1.15 a year ago. This represents almost a 75% increase. Boneless ham increased 13.6% in September from a year ago to $5.50 per pound. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics show while potatoes have spiked 27.7% to $1.02 per pound, while white bread has climbed 10.7% to $1.75 a pound. A gallon of fresh whole milk has surged 16.6% to $4.18. So prices are going up, and as things continue to get worse and drag on, it's gonna continue to go up, and it's gonna start being more and more noticed. All right, within your everyday life, when you go to the grocery store and you start realizing that you're buying fewer and fewer items, but the cost is continuously going up. All right, so it says here, the wide range of miscellaneous ingredients also increased um, at a significant rate over the last year, including butter 26.6%, flour 24.4%, spices and seasoning 13.8%, sugar 17.1%, sauces and gravies 16.3%, and coffee 15.7%. And these things, the thing is, like, people now, they don't really read articles, they don't really watch and research and keep up with current events, so they don't really notice these numbers, all right, until it gets to the point where they can't ignore it anymore. And then when that time comes, they realize that, yo, this is bad, and it's not like a by we can just wait it out by next week or by the next month, everything is going to be all good again. All right. It says overall, food prices have soared over the last year, with the BLS food index climbing to an annualized pace of 11.2%. Grocery store prices spiked 13% year over year in September, while the cost of visiting a restaurant has risen 8.5% compared to the same time a year ago. So the prices of everything are going up. All right. Keep that in mind, because when you go to the grocery store and you buy different products, right? And then you see how the prices are going up. You got to keep in mind that when you go to a restaurant or you go out to eat, they also have to go to a store and purchase ingredients that they're going to use to make the food. With you are going to purchase the ingredients and go home, and you're going to do the manual labor and you're going to eat. At a restaurant, they need to purchase the ingredients, and then they need to do the manual labor, and then they need to present it to you. So you're paying for that. Okay, you're not you're gonna they need to make money, so they're not just gonna charge you. Oh, okay, well, it costs us this much to get the stuff. It costs us this much to make the stuff. So we're gonna charge you that same. No, now they need to make a profit. And they need to make money. So everything is going up, and it's all connected one to another. Now it says soaring food prices have been driven by a broad array of factors, and that right there, that's what you need to pay attention to. A broad array of factors, because we're saying here that the food prices are going up not just because of one thing or because of two things, but because of many different things. And when you have a problem like that, it's not an easy solution. If food prices are going up because of one thing, okay, well, let's work on this one thing and get it down. Two things, okay, let's work on these two things and get it down. A broad array of factors is going to take longer, if possible, to even find a solution to every single one. Now it says, including volatile weather conditions in key growing areas, the Ukraine-Russia conflict, surging energy prices and labor costs, and the avian flu, bird flu. Now ask yourself, why are all these things happening now? Why is there a trend of just things going in a negative direction for the world, and just warnings everywhere, warning. Why? Because the time of Jacob's trouble is coming. All right, Jeremiah 30 and 7. So it says bird flu, the continued avian outbreak has impacted the price and supply of turkey, chicken, and eggs. The highly pathogenic avian influenza virus usually occurs in the colder months, but commercial turkey producers contended with the bird flu in July. This is the time when farmers begin raising flocks for the coming holiday season. So far this year, nearly 48 million birds have been affected with with the flu identified in 42 states. The only way to limit its spread is to kill entire flocks, which consist of approximately 15,000 birds. The issue is not widespread in the United States. There are Slovakia, the issue is not only widespread in the United States. There are a vast number of bird flu cases being reported in Canada, Mexico, the United Kingdom, and the European Union. Millions of birds have been culled as a result. And what's that doing? That's cutting down your stock. It's cutting down, how many there are out there. And the less you have of something, the more expensive it becomes to get. It says experts purport that transmission has increased immensely over the last year, and the illness is spreading to mammals at a faster pace. Scientists are unsure why the outbreak is intensifying, but some theories argue that mutations have let the virus infect a variety of bird species, and the mutations have allowed the virus to replicate. Hmm. So ain't that grand? Prices are going up, and you can expect them to go up even more because now you have this out here. It says all of us are feeling the pain of higher prices at the grocery store, said AFBF President Zippy Duval in a statement. HPAI or AL outbreaks in the spring and an uptick in cases in the fall are taking a toll, but farmers remain dedicated to ensuring America's food supply remains strong. Yeah, for now, okay, the scriptures tell you in 2nd Ezra 16 that there shall be no man left to till the earth or till the ground. Okay, so all the farmers, husband, all of them, they're all gonna start, dropping, and that's gonna start affecting people on a major scale. Just you watch. Meanwhile, another aspect has been the notable 8.1% year-over-year increase in turkey feed prices. This is in addition to rising energy, fertilizer, and labor costs that farmers are facing. The USDA's latest farm sector income forecast anticipates record high total overall production costs, skyrocketing nearly 18% from 2021 to $437.4 billion this year. And what does that mean? That means you're going to be paying a lot more this year. So now we come down to, can Americans afford Thanksgiving? With the annual inflation rate north of 8%, real wage growth, inflation adjusted, still in negative territory, and consumers exhausting their pandemic era savings, can Americans afford Thanksgiving this year? According to a recent personal capital survey, 1/4 of Americans plan to skip Thanksgiving dinners this year to save money. Others are adjusting their Thanksgiving to adapt to the increasing cost of living. The survey learned that more than 1/3 of Americans would have smaller dinners, while 88% say they will eliminate at least one dish from the dinner table. Another quarter of consumers will budget up to $100 for their 2022 Thanksgiving dinner. Which, when you go to a lot of these houses, especially Jake, they really they waste a lot of food on these kinds of days. Because it's not like they make all this bulk and then if you don't finish it, you store it up. I mean, some of them do it, but there's a lot of food that goes into the garbage, a lot of ingredients that are wasted. Okay, they go and shop and buy this and make a big ass table where it's more than everybody that's coming there can eat. All just for one day. They try to finish it all that same day. But they're going to see how much harder it is to do that. As the holidays creep closer and food prices continue to rise, This year's food-centered festivities may require an extra focus on finances. Some hosts are tightening their budgets by trimming the guest list, editing the menu, or asking for contributions. Why not just not have it at all? It says others are skipping the holiday altogether. The report stated, with that national average price for a gallon of gasoline nearly $4 again, it's going back up, huh? Visiting family members for Thanksgiving might also be an exorbitant trip, adding to the growth or the growing cost of living, or Salakia, the growing cost of Thanksgiving. Okay, so as you can already see, the feast days and all of that, they're not really sounding feasty. Okay, everything is grinding to a halt. Everything is becoming harder and harder to do, and the atmosphere is becoming gloomier and gloomier and darker and more lifeless, because that's the direction things are going in. Before a storm happens, the clouds gather, it becomes dark, the wind starts to pick up, right? But yet you still have people that, now they wouldn't notice because they wouldn't read it and they wouldn't see it. They would just go around and people, they'll just come, they'll pick up the turkey, put it there, pick up, put it there. And you got some people that are so non-observant that there could be a 15 to 20 to even $50 increase in your regular grocery prices, and they wouldn't notice. They'll just go, how much? Oh, three something. Oh, okay, cool. Pay for it and leave. Until they go and until it gets to a point where it's literally impossible to miss. That's when they're gonna, oh my gosh, wow, why are prices so high? And at that point, it's gonna be too late. All right, this is Isaiah 56 and 12. Now, when you read up above, this is really applying to those wicked Israelite leaders. Okay, that the watchmen that are supposed to be doing their job but aren't really doing it. Okay, but applying verse 12, the mindset at least to these people. Okay, as it says, come ye, say they, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundant. Because you still have people today that are in that kind of mindset that, you know what, it is what it is, YOLO, right? You only live once. So let's go and let's chill. Let's go, still go to the club and party and do this, that, and the third. And then, the next time we go and repeat. Things are getting hard, but we still outside. We still getting into this. But they're going to find out very soon. Proverbs 1 and 29, it says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. And how do we know that? Because the Lord sent us out to give them that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, to show them the fear of the Lord. But they despise it. They hate it. Okay? Verse 30, they would none of my counsel, they despise all my reproof. So how would they none of the Lord's counsel and despise his reproof? By rejecting the prophets, by not taking heed, okay, by scoffing and mocking and not repenting. They despise all the Lord's reproof, which is stop your wicked ways and repent, because when these evils come, they're coming for those that are not of the elect, those that continue in their wicked ways, those that are going to die in their wickedness. Verse 31, it says, therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way. All right, so the actions that they've taken, the consequences are going to come back and hit them, and be filled with their own devices, right? All the different paths that they decided to go on, the plans that they took that weren't that didn't involve seeking the Lord, turning back, repenting, doing what's pleasing to the Lord. That's what you're going to pay for that. Okay, you're going to realize that leads to death. There's a scripture that says, there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is death. Verse 32, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Okay, and that's what it is, because they're turning away from the word of the Lord. And that's what's going to slay them, because they're going to get caught out there when these things get worse. These things that we're telling you about, it's not just going to go to the extent that, oh, prices became too high, now I can't afford this, that, and the third, so I guess that's the end of that. No. All right. It's going to go up and up to the point where now it's going to affect people's mindset and people's behavior. And that's when you're going to see more and more violence. Okay, so everything, I mean, it's all leading to one thing, and people are going to get caught out there very bad, man. Desperation is going to be through the roof. It says, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them, but whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely. And that's what we're doing. We're hearkening on to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai because we want to dwell safely. All right, Isaiah 65 and 13 and 14, we want to be a part of those that eat, when everybody else is starving, and that drink and that are safe and protected, and can rejoice in the Lord. Not those that are out there getting caught, having regret, hoping that we would have taken heed when we had the chance. So it's very important to hearken unto the Lord, and you do that by listening to his prophets. It says, and shall be quiet from fear of evil, because there's going to be a lot of evil going on out here. And you ain't going to see us jumping in the way. Okay, but yeah, these articles that we read and these warnings that we go into, it's getting closer and closer. It's starting to hit more. It's starting, to hit home more for a lot of different people. Okay, so it's only a matter of time. But as Yahweh Shai said, we got to watch as well as pray. So with that, I'm going to end it here, Lord willing. That was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.